Hello and good morning. Welcome to Clue 4 of the Surprise Sock Along for 2024 called Color Popportunity. This is the final clue and final video. Can you believe it's been 4 whole weeks since the first clue came out? I cannot believe it. I have my pattern downloaded. There you see Clue 4. And again, we see this is 4 pages, and usually like a page is describing the stitches and stuff. So this is a really short clue. Hopefully that means it's not too hard. Haven't looked ahead. I haven't looked at the video. I see there is a video, and I haven't even gone past that first page yet. So I have some reading to do, but I wanted to show you where I left off. So you'll remember this is my right sock, and I have 6 wedges on here. For the left sock, I hadn't done that one yet when I left you, and I opted just to do the 4 in case I need to rip back 2 on the other one, or in another case, I could need to knit 2 on this one, or as I kind of discussed recently, I may have to rip the entire clue out and reknit it. I sure hope that isn't the case, but I just don't know. A lot of unknowns, and hopefully those are about to get answered. So there's where we are. Let's see if I can show you. I don't know if I can get my leg up here. Oh, yep, kind of. I'm wearing my Surprise Sock Along socks from last year, the Contrast Blast. That took me a second to remember. I'm wearing those for good luck because those fit fantastic, and hopefully that will be the case with these too when they're finally done. So I'm going to take a little look at the pattern and see what we have in store for us. And for those of you who have watched and commented, I got so many comments about perseverance, which I call being stubborn and, sticking with it and stuff. So I hope that you're sticking with it. I hope that we at the end can have a very nice, well-fitting pair of socks, and definitely, as some pointed out, a piece of art, because these are not your normal socks for sure. I'm going to dive into the pattern, and I will do a quick update with you before I go to work on kind of my first thoughts and impressions. All right, it's time for me to head to work, but I thought I would give you a little update. I have started the gusset, and we are knitting the gusset back and forth, so it's knitting rows and purling rows, and then joining to the top of the sock as we go. So I think I mentioned in the intro, and if not, definitely in Clue 3, that Clue 2? Yes, the heel flap was Clue 2. I did extra rows of the heel flap in brioche because my row gauge was denser. So that meant I had more self-edge stitches to pick up, and I had 12, which means I ended up with 24 stitches on each picked up side, plus I think it was the 18 for the bottom of the foot for size 2. And I ended up with 66 stitches for my gusset. Now my normal gusset is 64. Did I say 66? These have 66. My normal one has 64. It's going to be a rough work day. I can already tell. So that is right on par, literally. I'm not worried about 2 extra stitches at all. I did start with the right sock, so this is the one that has the 6 wedges. And the great thing about the way this is knitting up is that I can try it on as I go. And if I need to rip these last 2 out, I can decide that later. It's not a decision I had to make right now. And vice versa, if I need to add 2, this one's going to let me kind of know that. So many loose ends. I didn't want to weave those in because if I do have to rip back, it's so much harder. So all in all, I think it's going well. I know there's not a lot to show you just yet because, I just started the gusset, but I am down to 56 stitches. So that means that I have decreased 10 stitches out already, and that means I've done 10 rows. So as I go, the rows will get shorter and shorter. For my size, they want me to reduce the gusset stitches down to 30, and I will not do that. I am either going to go with 32, which is how many stitches I have on top of my foot, or possibly 34, just because I don't know how, it's so hard to see, and my needle's stuck. I don't know how much these slip, slip, knit, and knit two together stitches on the edge there where you're joining the self edge from the top of the sock and the heel here, or the gusset. I don't know how much that's going to tighten things up. But like I said, it's great because I can try it on as I go. So once I have a bit more of the gusset done, I will try it on and see how many stitches I want to go down to, and then as I keep going, hopefully get a feel for the foot. So all that being said, I think I have a work meeting after work today. I normally get off at 3 p.m. and if I have this meeting, it starts at 3 p.m., which means I could potentially be at work until 6 p.m. and I probably won't get much, if any, knitting done tonight. So I will update you in the morning and we'll see what we think about these socks. It is the morning of July 31st. It is a Wednesday, and I'm just about to leave for work. It is 6:17. So that means I have done a little bit of work on my sock. It's actually starting to look a bit like a sock, still on the gusset. And I have 42 stitches left, I think. Yesterday when I stopped, when I talked to you, I had 56 left, so finished a few more. At 34 stitches, I'm going to try it on and see if I want to go down to 32 or stay at 34 stitches. I honestly have no idea. Hopefully this is going to fit. It's a bit hard to tell now, I think, just because of the extra gusset stitches. So this pattern so far, at least for the gusset, is, I don't know, kind of boring. There's not a lot to talk about. And quite honestly, I could ask for nothing more on the bottom of a sock than boring, because you don't want a lot of texture and stuff going on. So I think it's coming out good. We will see when I get to try it on, and also it's going to be interesting to see how the flap is fitting now that it's actually getting attached to the bottom. Anything else I want to say about this? Not too much. I was right yesterday. I did not get a chance to knit a single stitch after work, which to me does not make for the best day. I definitely enjoy a little bit of time before work and then some time before I go to bed. That didn't happen. I was completely exhausted, and I'm completely exhausted today because I think everything is catching up with me, and on top of that, yeah, it's been a rough work week, and it's only Wednesday, and it's only the beginning of Wednesday. I also did not sleep well. So anyway, hopefully I'll get a little bit of knitting done tonight, and if I do, I will update you, because I should get to the end of the gusset, give a little try on, and see where we're at. Oh hey, you get to see me when I'm slightly more awake today. It is after work, it's around 5 p.m. and I have my sole stitches down to 34. So I want to try this on and see how that is fitting with the top of the foot stitches to see if it still maybe needs just a little bit less or if it's good. I really like to get down to 32 stitches because they recommend that you have the same number on the top of your foot as the bottom of your foot, kind of like a standard sock. But we'll see. If it doesn't feel like it's big enough, or like 2 more stitches down would be too small, then I'll continue on and I will just take those last 2 stitches out towards the end. But let's give it a try. All right, I rolled up my pant leg, so hopefully you can get a better idea here. But, I mean, it looks like it's fitting pretty good. I think it's not going to be an issue to take out 2 more stitches, so I'll go ahead and go down to 32. I still am thinking I'm going to have to rip out the last 2 because there's my pinky toe and it gets covered. So that's probably what I'll do, but I will knit down, we'll say I'll knit at least to that pink stripe. Let's see, no, 4 would be to the orange, which is practically the same spot anyway. So that's what I'll do. I'll do one more decrease and then continue on with the foot and give it a try before I make that final decision. Okay, I am ready to call it a day, especially because I'm super frustrated again with this project. Are you surprised? I'm not. So I thought I was knitting along. Everything was going great. It looks good. There, it looks good. Here, everything should be going according to plan. But if you can see this edge to where the orange is, that's where we need to get to. That's how many slip stitches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, I think. Now, check out the other side. There we go. And you see that is a lot less than 8 stitches. That is, all these ends make it very difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have twice as many on the other side as I do on this side, and no idea why, because I knit the clues as they were supposed to be knit. And I should say I knit clue 3, the top of the foot, like it was supposed to be knit. That's only 4 wedges, so no extra wedges. And I've picked up the stitches. Like, I think that gives you a pretty good, maybe, representation of being able to see like how different the needle is. This one's way up here and this one's way down here. And it doesn't make any sense. Why? 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 I don't know. I just don't know. There's the back of it. That makes it look closer, but no, clearly that side is a lot less than this side. I know the ends are not helping to see anything, but trust me. So I guess the solution would be, if one is 4 and one is 8, to try and do, I don't know if it's the knit 2 together side or the slip slip knit side, but to do, like, if it's slip slip knit, then it'd be slip 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 knit. So I'm decreasing a stitch, but then I feel like it's gonna pull. I honestly don't know. Either way, I'm fairly certain that I am gonna have to rip these 2 out. Like, I'm pretty set on that, but I was already kind of expecting that. I just don't know what to do. Do I pick up this one and start and see if I can make this match up? I don't know. I just don't understand. I haven't been reading closely on the Ravelry forum for everyone else's projects, but I've seen several that are finished, so I don't think other people are having this issue. There's no mention in the pattern of it. I have not watched the whole video, so yeah, I don't know. I'm just really confused because at no point have I missed a slip stitch or like used it twice, or you know, I don't know, the edge stitch, whatever the heck that's called. So yeah, I'm gonna deal with that in the morning and see if I can make it work. I really don't want to rip it all out. I'm honestly to the point, if I have to rip it all out again, like all the bottom of the foot, I might just not ever finish them. And that is discouraging. When I tried it on earlier, I felt like it was fitting pretty good. Maybe I will do that. Before I go to bed, I'm going to slip it on my foot. I'm going to put it on my right foot this time because that's the right sock. If you noticed earlier, I put it on the left foot. I mean, for fit, it doesn't matter. It's just the way the stripes go. So I'll try it on. I think it is going to be too long, but let's see how it looks. All right, there it is on my foot. There's the side of the foot. This is the side that needs more stitches taken out of it. Then this side, oops, which is almost to the orange. And now that I look at this though, check out where my pinky toe is. It's like right on. Ugh, stupid ends everywhere. But Yeah, I mean, it's like right at my pinky toe. So that, maybe I don't have to rip that out. This pattern could not get more confusing, I don't think. Good morning, August 1st already. I got some sleep. I'm in a slightly better mood about this sock, and I've done a little bit of work on it. So here's what we have. I have made it to the orange stripe on both sides. And I know I had mentioned not knowing if it was on the knit two together or the slip slip knit side. The area I needed to make up distance was on the knit two together side. So what I ended up doing was when you're on the wrong side, is that right? I'm probably going to say it wrong. Anyway, I thought I could do essentially like a knit three together, and I couldn't because of the way the stitches were, so I skipped a stitch. So that's here on this side. I was worried it would bunch or there'd be holes, but it looks pretty good. So I covered those 8 stitches down to 4. I don't see any big gaps or any bunching right there. So that seems like it was a good solution. I'm pretty happy with that. Now what I need to figure out is, do I want to keep these 2 wedges or do I want to rip them out? And I think maybe I know why my rows were wrong. When you're on the wedges and you're coming to the very point of the wedge, so like right there, the very point of it, I think I might have done 1 extra row because it was a bit confusing. You basically go down to 3 stitches, and with these short rows, but it was kind of an option to have 3 stitches in 2 different rows. I don't know. So I try to keep track of how many repeats I did, but it's possible I screwed that up. If it wasn't that, then I really don't know. But I'm going to give this a little try on. I'm going to see where this is ending on my toe now and make that final decision. It's a hard decision to make. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, final try on before I have to make my decision. And again, the ends are in the way. So if I smooth that out, it basically comes right to the tip of my pinky toe. So I either need to rip these 2 out, which I'm kind of leaning towards that because I know I'm in the right spot here at the orange. But if I rip that out, then that's a whole lot of ground I have to make up. But if I don't rip that out, I have to knit more wedges on the other sock. It's just a bit hard to know. I don't know. I feel like I'm so close either way. I don't know. I think I'll keep the wedges and hope I don't have to rip out. It's after work and I have something super exciting to show you guys. I have my sock ruler in here and it's butted up to the edge of the heel. And if you can see my marker there, there's 8 1/4. That is exactly where I want my sock normally to end before I start the toe. So I only went to the end of the 6 wedges. So I didn't add anything extra. I didn't have to rip out. I think it's going to be the perfect length, which I don't even know how I got that lucky at all. That being said, at the top of these last 2 wedges, I still came out with a wonky number of stitches, with more being on one side than the other. I just fudged it. On one side, let's see here. Yeah, I think you can really kind of see that, but it won't matter in the end. But on this side, I kind of went into the same slip stitch multiple times. And on this side, I had to skip some slip stitches, which is much less obvious than I would think. But I think ultimately, as much as I have fudged it, it's going to be okay. Now that I have it on 1 9-inch circular, I can't really try it on just at this moment. But the next step is to start the toe, and I will be putting it on I don't know if it's a 40-inch cord or a 36, but either way, I'll be able to try it on. So I'm going to try it on just before I start the toe. But I honestly don't have energy for that tonight, so I'm going to do that in the morning. So look forward to that. Anyway, I think, just maybe, this might work out. That being said, this is how sock number 2 looks. So I still have to knit 2 more wedges. I imagine, since I'm pretty certain I did the wedges exactly like my first sock, that I'm going to have to fudge it again, but I think it's fudgeable. So that being said, I will talk to you in the morning. Hello, it is very early on Friday, August the 2nd. So early that I woke up at 3:30 and could not fall back to sleep. It is about 5 a.m. now. I have just added in 1 row of the yellow, and as promised, it's time to try this on and see where it is hitting on my foot. There it is. It's right where it's supposed to be. I do feel like the heel fits a bit funky. Like it's kind of baggy, but it is brioche, so it doesn't follow the standard knitting rules, I feel like. But yeah, gonna add in the toe, and I should have a finished sock today. It is the afternoon of Friday, August the 2nd, and I finally have a finished sock. And you can see it looks like it fits my sock blocker pretty good, and it also fits my foot pretty good. Like, not the best fitting sock I've ever put on, but it's not terrible. Of course, I haven't worn it for a whole day or anything, but it gets the job done. At least it fits on my foot. We weren't sure that was going to happen for a while. So now my next goal is to try to make the left sock look a whole lot like the right sock. So that means my first step will be to add 2 wedges, and then of course join in the gusset and pick up the heel flap stitches and all those things. So everything we just did for this sock, we're gonna do again for this one, except we have to go back to clue 3. But yeah, so I'm not going to do a huge update as I go through this one, but I am going to wait to upload this until the whole pair is done so I can show you the pair, show you how they fit, and of course if I run across any real roadblocks along the way, I will definitely pop in to let you know what I'm experiencing, because I don't anticipate the left sock's going to be a lot different, but it could be slightly different, so we'll see. Good morning. It's Sunday, August the 4th, about 8:30 in the morning, and the left sock is finished. So we have 2 matching socks. And this is all the ends, just from the foot portion. That's a lot. I actually finished the left sock yesterday around 3-ish. Started weaving in ends, and then we had errands to go run, and then I got totally sidetracked and started trying to rearrange my craft room, which, yeah, I don't know if there's hope for that, but I got lost doing that for several hours and didn't finish weaving in the ends until this morning. In total, this pair used 90 grams of yarn. So quite a lot for a sock, but I think probably the welts have something to do with it, and maybe just the strange construction. I'm very happy to have these done, and I wonder what Stephen will come up with for us next year, because I can't imagine it being any crazier than this. Thank you to everyone who followed along on this journey. I honestly, you guys helped me stay so motivated. If I didn't have you guys here, I probably would have quit like 3 different times. So knowing that you guys are waiting for an update and hopefully some of the little, I don't know if you call them tips or tricks or just things that I ran into and how I solved them, I hope that helps. If you've knit these, how did they turn out? What did you do? And do you love them now? Would you ever knit another pair? I don't think I would knit this pair again. I'm up for other challenges. If they ended up being very similar, I would probably still be frustrated, but I would still do it. But if somebody said, knit me a pair, nah, probably not. That being said, I do like how they came out. Yeah, let me know. How is your pair coming if you're not finished, and are you going to finish? That's a great question. All right, everyone, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned for the next deep dive, whatever that might be. Probably the surprise shawl is that October, September? No, it can't be September. October, November, I think. Anyway, you'll find out when it happens. I'll talk to you then. Bye.